Today on the Tiger Basketball Report, we'll preview the Tigers game against the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm Ben Rosenbaum. The Tigers will finish up their round of games this week back at home inside CQ Arena, taking on the University of Delaware. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Nikki Reed-Geckler. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to rewind to the game last year at Delaware. It's very similar to the games we've had this year. You have a chance to win in regulation. Raven Bankston lets the ball go through her hands and you don't even get a final shot off, and then you guys would proceed to lose in overtime. Now look at games like Charleston, Norfolk State, where you've had game-winning shots, JMU, down the stretch fighting. What's been the difference now, especially with Raven, because at Charleston, she was the one to go. What's been the difference now that they're more comfortable in those type of situations?
That experience. We're a little bit more seasoned this year. And, you know, I talk about every time I reflect on last year, it's a lot of lessons learned. And as long as we could learn from it, we were in good shape, and we definitely did that.
Delaware 10-8, 4-3 in the conference. They've lost to Elon, JMU, and William & Mary. Outside of Elon, who you haven't played yet, you've beaten William & Mary and JMU. Can you look at the games from their games against William & Mary and JMU? Can you look at that film and say, can you get something from that on maybe, here's what we beat these teams this way? What is Delaware doing that maybe we could capitalize on?
You know, we're going to carry over a lot of our strengths from these last couple of wins, and I think that's one thing that continues to build confidence in our young women. However, again, it's CAA play. You can't count on who beat who and kind of go into a game with that mindset. So we've got to come in again, as I always say, focused, connected, and ready to play.
They have a really solid, really good roster. A lot of names that I've been saying now for the last couple of years: sophomore Nicole Enabasi, their leader; Erica Brown, Sade Chapman, they're the double figures averaging and scoring. But you have to be careful of players like Hannah Jardine, who could all of a sudden go off from three. This is a talented roster, similar to yours, where it could be somebody else every different night. Exactly.
You know, Tina does a good job with her program there. You talked about it last year, how competitive those games are whenever both teams play each other. So we've got to come in and we've got to come with a good plan. We've got to stick to that plan and understand that this is a seasoned team with a younger post player in Enabasi that's playing well right now. You mentioned Tina Martin. She picked up her 500th career win earlier this season. She's been there for 20 years, experienced coaching staff with her as well. As a staff yourself, when you look across the sidelines and you see Tina Martin and her staff, how do you guys prepare as a coaching staff to know that Tina Martin's going to be moving the chess pieces all night? I mean, very respected coach in this industry, and you said it best. She's done a tremendous job since she's been there with the Blue Hens in their program. But you know, for us, it's about us focusing on what we're good at, what we do, what our strengths are as a program, and that's all we focus on. As a team this year, their scoring is down from past years. They're only averaging 58. Courtney Green is gone. How have they changed from what you've seen over the last couple of years since you've gotten to Towson? I mean, I don't know that they've changed. Their offensive productivity may go down, but they've always been a defensive squad. They play a 2-3 zone that I think gives people problems, and I think that's one thing that's made Tina very consistent in this game is her defensive effort. As a team, they're only averaging about 14 turnovers a game. They take care of the ball. This is probably one of the better teams we've seen so far that takes care of the ball. You guys obviously love to make offense out of defense, and your defense is a huge part of your game plan. How are you preparing how do you try to attack a team that does take really good care of the ball? You know, it comes down to us and what our focus is on the defensive end, applying a little bit more ball pressure. Again, we've got that length and size inside that we've never had before, which, you know, creates difficult shots for our opponents. So we're just going to we've kind of fallen into who we are defensively and what our mindset and focus is. You mentioned Enabasi, their leader inside. They do well on the boards. They're about even with their opponents. Your post, we've had some consistency issues. They'll have a great game, one game, take a step back. They've put together a string of games the last week. How do you try to communicate to them to be more consistent and that they have to bring it every single day? You know, that's always a challenge, I think, as a coach. Your more consistent teams are probably your top 25 programs in the country. However, for us, finding that consistency is a key. But then we've got a number of post players that can do multiple things, and that is one of the positives about this squad this year is our post play and the flexibility that we have. So as we're finding that consistency, I think the flexibility helps us out quite a bit.
We've also seen some more minutes recently from freshman Italia Vogt and Nakaya Mayo. Are they someone you want to continue to expand their minutes? I mean, Italia played a huge role in the win over Charleston, or the win over William and Mary, and the win over JMU.
Definitely. I mean, we talk about not being able to play at our best if Rain has to average 40 minutes a game. So just pulling Natalia along has been tremendous. I mean, she started playing well in our game against Northeastern up at Northeastern. And I think that confidence that she's gotten has allowed her to be a lot more successful, take care of the ball, and understand how to run the squad.
Rain is somebody, as a point guard, who can get you the assists, she can get you the steals as well on defense. She can also score, though. Italia, we've seen her score. Are you looking for her to try to replace Rain's scoring when she's on the floor, or are you just looking for her to run the offense?
I'm looking for her to run the show. I mean, you're talking about a freshman and a junior. So I think that has definitely played a role in Rain's productivity. She's a lot more wise. She understands the game a little bit better, and Italia's coming along with that.
All right. The Tigers and Blue Hens will tip off inside CQ Arena Sunday at 2 o'clock. I'll have the call along with Caleb Studevant starting at 1:45. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck against the Blue Hens.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, fans, for joining us on the Tiger Basketball Report. Be sure to head over to TowsonTigers.com for news on all your favorite Tiger teams. For Coach G, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. We'll see you at CQ, and as always, go Tigers.